Welcome back to a Beekeeper's Diary podcast. We're a couple of weeks later and it is very autumnal now. In fact, it's raining. I don't know if you can hear the rain on the leaves above me. It's prevented me from doing what I was hoping to do today, but I've turned up to see what's happening with the bees. And they're out flying, bringing pollen in, even though it's cold and wet. I've got it's a hardy colony this, so far. So they're still out foraging, still flying. And I was hoping to take the feeder board off today and get them all fully prepared for winter, but I didn't want to crack open. It'll involve exposing the colony, and I would prefer to do that on a dry day. The cold's not so bad, but I don't want to let the wet in and have to shake out a load of bees onto cold, wet grass. So I'm going to leave it for another day. But I've looked in the feeder and they've taken down all the syrup that I took down, that I gave them a week and a bit ago. 2-to-1 syrup, thick syrup. So that will conclude my syrup feeding. And I think they've had about 20 kilos of feed, so that's more than enough to get them through winter. And obviously I'll monitor the weight of the hive as time goes by over winter, and I've got some fondant, little packs of fondant that I can put on top, and I like making my own sugar blocks as well. Nice flock of jackdaws going by. I wonder what the collective noun for jackdaws is. I need to look that up. So that's all empty. The bees are still knocking around the top of the feeder, seeing if they can find anything. So I just quickly checked that was empty, and I've put it all back together. So at the moment I've got my floor, then a super, which is at the bottom, then the brood box, then the feeder, my perspex board on top, the roof as such, the last thing that goes on top of the feeder, not really a roof, crown board we call it in beekeeping terms. I don't have any ventilation on that, and it's a perspex crown board. Some people worry about condensation on the top, so you just need to make sure that perspex board is warmer than the sides of the box. So I put foam on top of the perspex to keep it warm, and then I put my roof on. And I never get condensation issues. It's always bone dry, and any moisture will be to the sides, which the bees can use to their advantage, but it doesn't drip down onto them when they're clustering. Works for me, and I have the open mesh floor at the bottom with nothing in. I think this year, once it gets properly cold, I'm going to rather than just leave it out all year, when it gets very cold, I think I'm going to try this year cutting down a varroa tray that you slide in underneath, so it doesn't cover all of the floor and leaves some airflow there, but doesn't fully seal it up, so you just end up with a sweaty box. Oh, that's an unfortunate term. Moving on. I have a little kit that I leave down here, which has got 4 posts and some garden wire, sort of a grid of chicken wire you might call it, but it's plastic coated, so that I'll put a post in each corner around the hive and slide the wire over so that green woodpeckers can't tap their way into the hive. Obviously polyhives are quite vulnerable. I mean, even wood hives are vulnerable, but polyhives even more so to woodpecker attacks when the ground gets freezing. So in a little bit I shall put my woodpecker defences up, but I've managed to unearth my posts and wire because the grass had grown up over it, where I just lobbed them into the grass nearby. So I've gathered those up, and so that's it for this week. I shall come back hopefully next week, and I'll be able to put the Celotex bonnet that I put on the top and the hard roof and see where we're at. But yeah, everything looks good. Hi to everyone that's listening. I can see there's someone in Romania that likes to listen to this podcast. I'd love it if you could drop me a message and tell me if you're a beekeeper, what your link to beekeeping is. It'd be good to get in touch. You can see me on Beekeeper's Diary Podcast on Instagram, or message me through the website, beekeepersdiarypodcast.com, I think it is. Yeah, get in touch. I'd love to speak to you. Anyway, have a good week, everyone. I'll see you soon.